Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. Today we're diving into episode 2 of One Piece Season 1, and things are already getting more exciting, more emotional, and definitely more adventurous. If episode 1 was all about setting sail and introducing us to Luffy's dream, episode 2 really starts building the crew and expanding the world. So let's break it all down: the story, the characters, the action, and whether this episode keeps the momentum going. So, quick recap. In episode 1, we met Monkey D. Luffy, a young pirate with a huge dream to become the king of the pirates. After gaining his rubber powers and setting off on his journey, he begins searching for a crew. Now, in episode 2, titled The Man in the Straw Hat, depending on the version, we see Luffy taking his first real steps towards building that crew. And this is where we meet one of the most important characters in the entire series, Roronoa Soro. The episode starts with Luffy arriving at a town controlled by corrupt Marines. Right away, you can feel that the world of One Piece is not black and white. Not all Marines are good, and not all pirates are bad. Here, we're introduced to Zoro, a feared bounty hunter known as Pirate Hunter Zoro. He's tied up and sentenced to death, but there's clearly more to his story than meets the eye. Luffy, being Luffy, doesn't care about reputation. He sees something in Zoro and decides he wants him as part of his crew. At the same time, we're introduced to another key character, Nami. She's clever, mysterious, and clearly has her own agenda. Her interactions with Luffy add both humor and tension to the story. The episode then builds toward a confrontation involving the corrupt Marine captain and his spoiled son, leading to a mix of action, comedy, and character development. Let's talk about the characters, because this is where the episode really shines. Luffy continues to be the heart of the show. He's simple, yes, but not stupid. His belief in freedom and loyalty is incredibly strong, and it's refreshing to see a main character who doesn't overthink things. He trusts his instincts, and in this episode, that instinct leads him to Zoro. Zoro, on the other hand, is the complete opposite. He's serious, disciplined, and carries a heavy sense of honor. Even when he's tied up and starving, he refuses to beg or give in. His introduction is powerful. You immediately understand why he's such a fan-favorite character. The chemistry between Luffy and Zoro starts forming right here, and it feels natural. Luffy offers him freedom, but also something more, a purpose. Then we have Nami. She's smart, strategic, and clearly not someone you can fully trust yet. She plays both sides, and you can tell she's always thinking a few steps ahead. Her dynamic with Luffy adds a lot of humor, especially because Luffy is so straightforward while she's more calculating. One thing about this episode that's strong is its theme of freedom versus control. Zoro is physically imprisoned, but mentally free. He refuses to compromise his values. The Marines, who are supposed to represent justice, are abusing their power. And Luffy? He represents pure freedom. He doesn't follow rules, he follows what he believes is right. This contrast is what makes the episode so engaging. It's not just about action, it's about ideals. The action in episode 2 is definitely a step up. While it's not over the top yet, the fight scenes are well choreographed and impactful. Zoro's fighting style, even in limited scenes, is already impressive. You get a glimpse of his strength and skill, which builds anticipation for what's coming next. Luffy's rubber abilities continue to be fun to watch. The way the show handles his powers feels natural and not too cartoonish, which is important for a live-action adaptation. The set design and costumes are deserve praise. The town feels alive, and the Marine base has a gritty, oppressive atmosphere that fits the story perfectly. The pacing in this episode is solid. It doesn't feel rushed, but it also doesn't drag. We get character introductions, emotional moments, world building, and a bit of action, all balanced nicely within one episode. The story flows smoothly from Luffy meeting Zoro, to understanding his situation, to taking action. It keeps you engaged the entire time. One thing that stands out is the emotional depth, especially with Zoro. Even though we don't get his full backstory yet, you can feel his pain, his pride, and his determination. There's a quiet intensity to his character that contrasts beautifully with Luffy's loud optimism. Luffy's decision to help Zoro isn't just heroic, it's meaningful. It shows that this crew isn't just about strength, it's about trust. Of course, it wouldn't be One Piece without humor. Luffy continues to bring lighthearted moments with his carefree attitude and unexpected reactions. Nami also adds some clever humor with her sarcasm and quick thinking. The balance between humor and serious moments is handled really well. It never feels forced. Episode 2 does exactly what it needs to do. It builds the foundation of the crew and deepens the world. It introduces key characters in a memorable way, develops the story further, and keeps the spirit of One Piece alive. If Episode 1 got you interested, Episode 2 gets you invested. I'd give this episode a strong 8.5 out of 10. It's engaging, well-paced, and introduces one of the best characters in the series. There's still more to come, but this is a solid step forward. And that's it for today's review. What did you think about Episode 2? Did you like Zoro's introduction? And do you think Nami can be trusted? Let me know in the comments. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video where we continue the journey through One Piece. Until then, stay adventurous.